There are still dozens of Americans wrongfully detained or being held as so-called publicly disclosed hostages in other countries. Many of their family went to Capitol Hill this week to demand that more be done. ABC 7 News reporter J.R. Stone has their stories.
This roundtable, House Foreign Affairs Committee meeting might not get the same attention as WNBA star Brittany Griner describing her time in a Russian prison, but similar topics are being discussed. You see, these families have loved ones that are being wrongfully detained in other countries.
Now, for 628 days, he's been held hostage in a basement cell by the Taliban intelligence services.
11 years, 8 months, and 1 week.
He was stopped at a checkpoint and wrongfully detained till today. We don't know why or what happened.
We last heard from my dad in October, and he could barely make out the words that he was saying because he had stabbing chest pains and difficulty breathing.
Giselle Charmad is describing her father, Jimmy. She says he's being held in Iran, leaving his family in California fearing for the worst. There are currently 49 Americans wrongfully detained in other countries, according to the James Foley Foundation. Those at this meeting also have loved ones being held in Afghanistan, Syria, and Russia. News of the trade agreement to help get Brittany Griner back to the U.S. was addressed.
How do we cherry pick hostages? And that should not happen. We should not have a celebrity like Brittany Griner being brought out while Paul Whelan is left behind.
And I do give the administration some credit, but I also want to raise issues. For instance, we traded Victor Bout, one of the world's most notorious arms dealers, called the Merchant of Death, for Brittany Griner, a basketball player who had a vape pipe. If we're going to do trades, I think the trade should be a fair trade.
Lawmakers, though, vowing to try and do more.
This cannot be acceptable on the global stage.
You do matter. Your loved ones that are being held do matter.
If these families want us to talk and advocate, I think we ought to do it.
Now, a hope for more dialogue and negotiations to get these wrongfully detained individuals back to America. J.R. Stone, ABC 7 News.